Hey everyone, Tony D and Little Joan with end of the year rant. I started one with my Yang Gang video and I went off on the Yang Gang, so now I have to do another video. So I think I said in that video, if I never got around to it, I got the population of the US wrong. The adult population is 250 million and the number should be 3 trillion a year for UBI. Okay, so I'm done with Yang Gang. Now, moving on. I've gotten other stuff wrong. Certainly, again, I must inform some of you. Most of you who need to hear this won't see it, but reaction videos are me reacting to things. So I don't see things ahead of time. If I do a bunch of research and I watch the video 3 times, it's not going to be a spontaneous reaction. I'm trying to get a spontaneous reaction from myself. So when I go, ooh, it sounds real and it doesn't sound fake. So, you know, this, and I'm using my screenwriting skills. This is part of the deal. It's called the Screenwriter's Rant, and I'm doing screenwriting skills. And sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised by a movie. And sometimes I go, ooh, ah. You know, people who lambasted me for my reaction to In the Heights, I didn't think it was a musical. So I was generally disappointed. But is that my fault? I don't think so. I think In the Heights is a terrible name for a musical. I don't think it's a good name. I wouldn't call it In the Heights. I think, you know, I think the whole thing is terrible. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. You don't have to share my opinion. I'm not here to like make you believe what I believe. I'm just, you know, trying to share my entertaining opinion. And if you don't think it's entertaining, don't watch. I don't understand these people who take time out of their day to comment on a video and say how much they hate it. It shows a real insecurity, I think, on people's part. Like, I see something I don't like on the internet, I just keep scrolling. I just go on with my life. Like, who cares? Who cares about videos? Who cares about posts? You either like them or you don't. If I like them, I vote them up. I might say something if I like them. I mean, you really have to be... The only way I'll say something negative is if, A, it's a discussion, and I'm invited to sort of be in the discussion, or it's implied that I'm invited, or I just like to mix it up, and maybe some of you do too. Or if it's the kind of person that, you know, kind of deserves it, you know, somebody who you're punching up. Obviously, if, you know, somebody tweets something on Twitter and they're high and mighty and they say something very hypocritical, you might get upset and, you know, I'm no one. You know, I don't pretend to be anyone famous. I've written some books. I mean, I got a public, I guess you call persona. I mean, I'm fairly public, but mostly unknown. I've been around for years, but like, you know, I'm not trying to pawn myself off as some kind of celebrity. You know, I've been on TV. I had a TV show, but, you know, it wasn't a great shakes. It barely aired anywhere. So I'm not trying to be anything I'm not. I'm just trying to put out some videos, understand the world just like you. So I'm not looking for a fight necessarily. I mean, you could have a friendly sort of debate. You know, I think the Yang Gangers were mostly friendly. You know, people just get on and say something vicious and mean, like, you know. Or I had one commenter, he just kept saying the same thing over and over again. I just won't comment. You know, if I have to, I'll ban you. I think I banned one person. He was really nasty, so I banned him. But, you know, beyond that, I don't really care. You know, engagement helps me on the YouTube videos. In case you don't know, engagement is good. And speaking of YouTube, let's talk about The Purge for a minute. The Purge is coming. The Purge is basically here. You know, I'm so far down on the totem pole, they're not going to purge me until, you know, I'm an afterthought, and then I'll disappear with like millions of other channels. But, you know, in the meantime, you really should get an account on BitChute, Minds, and Brighteon, even if you don't really use it that much. I'm on all those. I post regularly on BitChute. I'm just starting to get into Brighteon. The interface is a little wonky, so sometimes I don't post everything, but I'm trying. Right now, I'm just kind of posting the best of the 4 or 5 videos I do. You know, the ones that get the biggest reaction, I'll post there. And then once in a while, I'll post stuff on Minds. I post all my comics on Minds. Uploading the video takes time, and I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to technology, so I haven't quite figured out the multitasking portion of uploading your video simultaneously to the platforms. I'm still trying to figure that out. If anybody wants to send me a link or help me, that would be helpful. So, you know, but you should, I think, get a BitChute account. Definitely. All the cool stuff's monkey branching to BitChute now, especially if you're into politics. You know, some of the guys I watch, Razor Fist, Sticks and Hammer, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, there's a bunch of others, H.A. Goodman, the guys from We Are Change. I mean, a lot of these guys, I think the We Are Change guys, they've kind of been banned. Mark Dice, I can't believe he's lasted as long as he has. But they're all kind of going to go. They're all going to be banned. And I think at some point, PewDiePie, although he won't be banned, I think he's going to make a move. I really do. He's very savvy about this kind of stuff. He already sort of made a move on, what was it, Driver, I think it was. He instead of going to like Twitch, he went to another like competitor, a lesser known one. So, you know, he's known as a YouTuber. He's not going to just jump over to BitChute tomorrow unless he gets banned, but I think at some point he's going to start to make the move or retire. He might retire. I mean, he certainly could. I think he's very funny, PewDiePie. I mean, I don't watch all his videos anymore. I kind of got into him for about 2 months, and he was pretty good. And then I kind of like, the video games. All right, I get it. I like the meme review. I like Pew News. I wish he'd do more of that. But I'm more of a political guy, so I kind of understand why he got away from it. He gets blasted a lot. I get blasted. You know, I get blasted about the weirdest things. I definitely got blasted for All Mankind, which was weird to me because, you know, it just seemed like a very dumb show. And you know, the trailer looked dumb and weird. And I understand it was an alternate history, but to me, alternate history, I mean, besides doing the same old story of like, what if the Nazis won? The alternate history, to me, there's a lot more there. I really love the premise of the TV show Sliders, but the execution was just unbearable for a lot of reasons, in my opinion. It's a shame. It struggled to be good. I really felt the people on that show were really trying to make it good, but man, they just seem to run into so many roadblocks. And I don't know if that was the studio or the producers or the creative team or whatever, but really that to me was a show that was an example. If you've never seen it, it needed one vision, and I think it was a bunch of conflicting visions that were hurting the show, along with other factors. So, anyhow, so for the new year, hopefully I will have a new computer and be able to do more. I won't have to shoot on my phone, which will be a big plus. I'm getting a webcam and going to learn how to use it so I can crop myself in the corner here and then have the trailer play here so you can actually see it better. Now, hopefully I won't get I don't think I'll get a copyright strike for that, because I think people do that all the time, right? I mean, who knows? YouTube will change the rules and then I'll be screwed. But that's the plan. And then maybe get some editing equipment so I could actually do some editing, show some clips. You know, maybe up the quality. I might have to cut back on the number of videos, but definitely upping the quality. You know, I don't have a tremendous amount of time to do these, but I have some. So looking forward to that. Better microphone. I already have that. It's sitting across the room, actually. I believe it's a Yeti. So I'm very excited to use my Yeti microphone, which I haven't really used. Christian my co-writer on Wokistan, when she was staying here, we used it a couple of times to experiment with some podcasts, and I think they're still in my library if you want to go back and check them out. Right around the time Avengers came out, so you know, that'll be an improvement. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to streaming. My goal for next year is to live stream the Oscars. So me and Joan live streaming the Oscars and making fun of everybody. That should be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people probably do it, but you know, from a screenwriting perspective, that would be fun for me, and I would have a lot to say. So certainly, though, I tell you, you know, more and more I look at entertainment, and it becomes harder and harder for me to recognize people called celebrities. It seems that so many people are considered celebrities who I go, who the hell is that? Maybe it's just an age thing, or maybe it's just that the bar for celebrity is like really low. I don't know. Seems weird. Then you got a mix of YouTube celebrity, which now that I don't watch TV very often, I kind of see some of the YouTubers as celebrities, whereas before I kind of didn't. So I'm not totally out of the pipeline. I'm not a total boomer. I'm Gen X, by the way, for those of you who call me boomer. Gen X, we think everything's lame. So, there you go. Oh, what else for the new year? What else? Well, there'll be more books, of course. There'll be more Piney's books. No more for this year. So, but we only got a few weeks. I think in the spring, probably around March, we'll put out 4. I'm going to be working on the audiobooks. That's my goal for January and February. Christian and I are also working on the sequel, to Wokistan. And I am still writing the Pineys #6. 4 and 5 are basically done. I just need to edit them. And I got to get Vig on the covers. Vig's fabulous covers you can check out. And the links below. At Amazon, we now have print, which I just ordered. I'm very excited to get my books, the printed version of Wokistan and the Pineys novellas. So you can order them. They make great Christmas gifts. We don't have any merchandise yet, but we'll get something going on. So thanks for being part of the channel this year. Joan, thanks you. And we will keep at it, keep looking at these trailers for video games and movies and TV shows. And I'll keep talking about politics, even though everybody tells me I'm wrong. Thanks.